Hey guys, I'm going to play a little. This episode is probably going to be a lot of sped up mining and resource gathering, but first I'm going to try and get back to the crash ship. So I thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and rebuild my car, but it inevitably ended up in me needing to clear my inventory, so here's some of that. So here I'm strewing things about in an attempt to group like items together. It's just messy early game stuff. I got to use my new sign I found. It's so cute. So it turned out pretty dumb, as you can see, but I was sleep deprived. I decided to use these long pipes as sort of legs on my car. It looks stupid and it drives bad, and I honestly don't know what I was thinking. So, but you can watch some of that hilarity. So me and Plasmateer's working station is always to put our old car parts right here next to this little craftbot guy. It works for us. Quick tip. Don't remove your driver's seat from your car unless you really have to. Without a seat, your vehicle can make a break for freedom. If you're quick enough, you can usually snag it with your lift before it escapes. And if you do lose your vehicle, pull out your Connect tool. As long as you're close enough, it'll highlight your creations, which makes tracking down a runaway car a whole lot easier. You can also use it to find loose tote bot heads, although I swear they used to drop way more often. Maybe the drop rate got reduced, or maybe I had it modded in one of my old worlds. I honestly can't remember. I just know I have this vivid memory of making an entire wall out of tote bot heads because I had so many. I think I was using them as farm defense. Smushers. So I was actually kind of surprised by how little storage this new chest has. But thinking back on this play session, I realized they also improved item stacking quite a bit. Things like tires and beams and tote bot heads stack now when they didn't before, and building blocks stack up to 500, I noticed. So even though the chest itself is smaller, it actually holds a lot more than I first thought. I do like that they gave this smaller chest a vacuum port. It helps set it apart from the scrap chest, instead of just being a direct upgrade. I'm hoping we eventually get a larger version though. I remember seeing a huge chest in one of the trailers, so I'm assuming we'll unlock that later. It's always interesting to me, the little decisions game developers make. Every small change is something they know some people are going to love and other people are going to hate. I don't really like change in real life, but for some reason in games, I don't mind it nearly as much. I usually just accept it for what it is, and if something bugs me enough, I generally know my way around tweaking it for myself. So you should absolutely expect me to change a few things if modding is still possible. I'm completely unashamed about that. Games are supposed to be fun, and if someone thinks the way I play is cheating, then we just have different definitions of fun, and that's okay. So to go from a scrap engine to get a real engine, I needed one more component kit. And the hay bot's on the field across from the station. I've been over there yakking at me this whole time, so I figured it was finally time to go introduce myself. And that's the car. It's scrappy, but it works. At least somewhat. I did some more tweaking even. There we go. Now we're balanced. And I'm out of gas. So here I started driving through the woods, but then I realized my car kept tipping, and I also saw how low my health bar was. So I figured it was probably smarter to stick to the road. Food was definitely an issue for this entire play session. I did try to start a farm, but we'll get to that in a bit. So, what Sleepy Me was trying to say here was after my first play session, I watched one of my favorite YouTubers, Con Gaming, play through the beginning of the game. And that's when I realized I had completely missed the weird expanding reward loot crate thing. So, by the time I found it in this recording, I already knew it was there. If my reaction seems a little underwhelming, that's why I kind of spoiled that surprise for myself. And I'm not gonna try to fake a reaction if I already know something is happening. So hopefully I don't spoil or anything else so y'all can have genuine new reactions from me and not spoiler reactions like, oh yeah, I already knew. I actually got incredibly lucky here. One of the drill bots dropped a drill for me, so I figured it was finally time to add one to the scrap car and go mine some stone, because as far as I know, there's really no other way to get it. Ideally, I would have built this with a controller and probably 2 drills, but I guess I need to find the recipe for drills before I can make more, so 1 drill it is. At least a scrap engine has enough power to run it just fine. Well, okay. I see you. think I'm gonna do a little bit of an adventure now. I'm realizing I need to figure out what the recipe is for the refinery so I know when I need to head back, and it's just really tiring doing it by hand, so let's see what I can find here. Oh, there's... I don't know if my car can get damaged this far away. Can I even see it? Yeah, barely. Let's do some Minecraft trickery. Yeah. I didn't know they could do that. Well, since I'm almost here anyway. Okay, I need 40 metal, which is easy to get, and 5 component kits. And then 5 circuits. I think I will do this tall tower right here on the way back. Should kill some cows. I mean, feed some cows. Do I have any tea? Okay, I have 1 tea. Okay, maybe I'll just try to do 1 layer. I just don't want to lose all my stuff, you know? I'm glad you guys have finally learned how to go down the stairs. Now maybe there's some food on that first level. Not unless I can eat potatoes. So, at this point, I decided to give farming another shot, this time with a little more defense. I'm still not entirely sure how the farming and raid mechanics work in the new release. Last time I planted 9 tomatoes, and I think I ended up with 4 hay bots and a few toad pots, and they destroyed everything in seconds, and then immediately ran off, so they didn't even kill me. This time I'm going to try planting a little less and see if that changes anything, but first I need to get some defenses set up. I'm going with the old tried and true block wall gappy spike thing design to see if it still works. Then, when the raid shows up, the plan is simple. Just stand there with a hammer and hope my crops survive. They didn't mess with any of this stuff last time, but I'm gonna play it safe and go ahead and just take it all down. Looking back at the footage, it seems like the raid actually triggered when I planted the 5th tomato. I'd have to go back and compare it with my last episode to know for sure, but it's definitely something I'm going to be paying attention to. we made it. The raid ended up being 2 hay bots and 2 tote bots. They tore up a little bit of my defenses, but honestly, they held up pretty well. I never do find out in this play session whether another raid is going to spawn or not, but at least my little tomatoes are finally growing. I also really like the new raid sounds, and having a sound play when the raid is over is such a nice little quality of life addition for me. I really enjoy the bot raids on the farm. It didn't seem like they dropped any component kits though, so maybe the drop rates on that is less, but hopefully it's still a good way to get component kits. So at this point, I wasn't really sure how long crops took to grow or whether I needed to stay nearby for raids or anything like that. I figured since I'd already done the raid first thing in the morning, it probably wouldn't hurt to wander off for a bit, so off I go. And I died. So we're gonna really fastly run back. And double check, make sure there's no chests. And I gotta find my trash that I left. And I heard this other hay bot. I was like, oh, I can take a hay bot, even though my health is extremely low. Well, it's not extremely low, it's just low. And it died again. So, gotta go back and get my stuff again. But right here, I'm about to get my revenge. Yeah. And with that, I think is when I decided it was time to log off because I was too tired and I was dying a lot. So that's where I'm going to wrap up this episode. In a few hours, Plasmateer is joining me, but we decided he's going to start his own world first. I'm going to follow him around while he experiences all the new stuff for himself until he reaches the mechanic station, and then he'll be joining me for the rest of the story. If you enjoyed hanging out with me today, I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave a like and subscribe and let me know what you think of this more laid-back editing style. This was about 3 hours of gameplay condensed into one episode, so I'm still figuring out the balance between showing the journey and keeping things moving. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I'm Pixel Vixen, and if you follow along, you're always welcome to Pixel Den. I'll see you in the next one.